To start with, I was curious, what part of Tibet did you come from to eventually wind up in Kalimpong?
Okay. And where I live, His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche's place is called the Gongbo. Then, then we know other side of the mountain is India.
Yeah.
But we came to, there's not actually not path, but mountain to mountain. Then it came to 1 month and 12 days. We came to arrived in India, east part Assam. That refugee camp called the Kalimpong. Direction not too far from Bhutan and Bomdila, that area. And lots of people that came to Bomdila. That makes, but we went all the way to Assam, through the Pema to Assam, long way. Then we stayed there. Then that time His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche is giving Rinchen Tenzo empowerment. That was 1960. Then we came to his Rinchen Tenzo empowerment that way.
Okay. Let's see. So when you arrived in Assam, I was wondering if you were there at the time when there was an English woman named Frida Beatty who was working with the refugees coming into Assam. Like Trungpa Rinpoche told me that's where she met Trungpa Rinpoche, was in Assam. And I was wondering if you had any recollection of her or...
No,
I
don't know.
Maybe I kind of, you never. I don't know that there'd be a whole lot of English ladies running around in Assam. So it was a shot. So His Holiness began giving empowerments in 1960.
Rinchen Tenzo. Empowerment and long. Then after that, not right way, but around that area, maybe 61, he gave a Nyingma empowerment. We went there. That
things that I'm particularly curious about is in this time period. Other teachers have told me that, and also Dudjom Rinpoche himself makes reference to it. There's a chapter in Counsels to My Heart, from my heart, about the various remaining Nyingma teachers gathering at his home in Kalimpong. And I was wondering if you remember, like, who was in attendance there, because this is a period of time in which, the lineage, from what I understand, was trying to rebuild itself. To some people would hold certain empowerments, and it's like, oh, okay, well, we need to get other people exposed to various teachings, or libraries have been burned. But I've memorized some books, so we need to work on that. And so historically speaking, this is a very it was a very fragile time, very important time. So yeah, I guess to start with, I was wondering, from your recollections, who else was there?
Yes. The Mindulling teaching Rinpoche is always there. And this Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche's main point is, this lineage getting very fragile. Potential can be disappear, that lineage. His main intention is all this Nyingma Kama, Nyingma Gyumbum, Rinchen, there's all these important things in order to lineage make a figure and pass to all lamas, drugos, kembos, monks, and yogis. That's the main his aim. Therefore, Rinchen Tenzo time, who sponsored it, is called he's from Kham Rinpoche. Most time people call Tenzo Jinda, means Rinchen sponsor about Rinchen Tenzo. His name is Sangye. He's Kham Rinpoche. He sponsored. And then people, there's hundreds lamas, drugos. Man is there's a Mindulling Tharchin Rinpoche, and also Chenlen Nobu Rinpoche and Shenpen Rinpoche, and men who taking care of serving attendant, one we call the Chöpen, Shan Keber, and the Buddhist yogi, Loben Longdro. He's the main guy. Then there's the helpers, and most yogis, and they're helping. Then there's so many drugos, the Raho Kembo Tubden, Meba Kembo Tubche, and also Kato Ödru Rinpoche, he's there. and lots of others.
Sure, like Chatral Rinpoche.
Yes, of course. In the Kalimpong. Only Kembos, Drugos, they have a special seat and a little built up from the floor. I remembering two of my Dharma brothers, and one is Lama Naro, and the other one is Lama Kada. They're having a conversation. Isn't this amazing? This many Drugos and Lamas, Kembos. If in Tibet we need to go see these Lamas, impossible to see. Now, one way we lost to Tibet is kind of sad, but one of it, we're so fortunate receiving this empowerment from HH Dudjom Rinpoche, and all of these Vajra Sangha brothers, sisters, this many lamas, Drugos we have together. It's amazing. We never will have this kind of opportunity in Tibet. Then Lama Kada asked him, what do you think? Whose kindness of this? He expecting His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche. And Lama Naro said, it's kindness of Mao Zedong.
Hell yeah. A little silver lining to a little genocide.
It's so amazing. Then after that, Nyingma Kama, and sponsored by other business person from the Assam. I think he's original Bhutan, but he does lots of business in India. He sponsored it. Then, all this time, whole area of His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche live, and of Kalimpong hills side is completely full of tents, and I never have an experience with a microphone, and the whole hillside is, and everybody sitting everywhere. Then you can hearing His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche's teachings and the transmissions. Then receiving empowerment time, then everybody have to go. But whole mountain is full of Tibetan. Everybody is amazingly enjoy, unbelievable. It's just like that, these two lamas and the conversation. And lots of people saying it's really true. Without the communists didn't kick us out, we never will have this kind of opportunity. So much happy and joy.
I'll have to think less badly of Chairman Mao.
Then after that, in 1963, I guess, I'm not sure exactly, but then His Holiness HH Dudjom Rinpoche did Nyingma Gyumbum as a main Nyingma Tantras. Whole third cycle he did in Pema. Then we all there, and Kalimpong also. I remember Kamdru Rinpoche. Which part of Wang he needed? He came for one day visit. And His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche built Kamdru Rinpoche throne much higher than himself. Then I remember when he came home and a little bit longer, Gyabje Dudjom Rinpoche said, totally, I never saw whole my life. He got mad at even one time. It's totally peaceful. Then we all kind of spoiled. Lama is too peaceful then. And the same way that Buddhist yogi is the most important student of His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche. But he's so moody. Then he yelled at His Holiness, look what you did to the Kamdru Rinpoche. There's no history in India, in Tibet. A student can sit high throne, Lama can sit low. That doesn't have any description in whole sutras, tantras. What kind of you making new things? His Holiness. That's my pure vision. Object of respectful. I'm not like a student have to be respect and the kind of things. My intention is that I'm making offering this to Kamdru Rinpoche. He's smiling and don't worry, nothing's wrong. Like that kind of many Buddhist yogis and the Tibetan, lots of yogis there. Lama, Buddhist Lama, Lama Ningula, Lama Pema Osel, Lama Karbo, Lama Nagbo, they called, and all of them as a yogi line.
Yeah.
Sitting arranged. So many under the young Trukus, such as like Katok, Jime Shingyong, Kato Andrew Rinpoche, and I can't even remember names.
Okay.
Yeah, every day morning, early morning, they have a puja ceremony, Vajrasattva ceremony, early morning. That time I was in that group. And evening, when as soon as His Holiness finished empowerment, then we do Vajakilaya talk and the Dharmapala puja evening. He gave empowerment in the tent, big tent. One side we do our puja. His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche got up early morning, consume what called Wangdru as a blessing for the preparation, empowerment. Have to do whole. He's I don't think much is sleeping. That's an extra. Very early morning, he comes. Then, when His Holiness doing self-empowerment, then we're doing Vajrasattva puja, and old drum, cymbal yelling, that noise going on. Then people circumambulate all that area. One nun from Sikkim, she sings. She has a really beautiful voice. And then she circumambulated. She sings a Vajraguru mantra song. Everybody can hear it. Every direction, kind of. Lots of things going on at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long was this going on for? Because I know,
Yes,
Tibetan monks can.
Richard took to 1 month. That's unusual things in Tibet. It never happened like that kind of. And His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche giving long reading transmission. He read 3 volumes for day. And 20, 30 different empowerment. We have to set up a mandala. It's like this size. Then each part had to set up a little bit longer, and these guys. Then during the day, His Holiness the Dudjom Rinpoche gives all of that. And finishes just like a magical display. Jamgo Gondu Rinpoche and Khyentse Rinpoche, when they gave empowerment in Tibet, it takes like 6 months. And His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche, among in the Tibet, when first empowerment when Rinpoche Tenzo he gave as a 13 years old, that age. This really interesting story. One of our teacher, main student of Gyabje Dudjom Rinpoche, his name is Gusho Gyurmela. These 2 brothers, father was a Lama, Lama Gasang, and he nearby first were His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche, 13 years old, giving Rinchen. Then the empowerment. Then Lama Gasang said, "Oh, forgot about that kind of as a bullshitter." Rinchen Tenzo is the Jamgo Gondru and Jamgo Khyentse. They gives 6 months. This little boy can give it 1 month and forgot about it. That's a totally fake. That kind of fake, the Lama, they have no clue what actually Rinchen Tenzo means. This is totally faking. You don't have to go. All his students, and he recommended not to go. Then everybody comes back as totally liberated. That Lama is an unbelievable, like a magical display, not like any other Lamas. Then one day he went. I know it's a fake, but how faking people make it happy. I want to go see it. Then he saw what His Holiness how doing. He is totally guilt by become unconscious. He got fainted. Then he woke up. Then he confessed. Then he gave his 2 sons. So one is in Gasan, other one is in Gyurme. 2 little boys, and anything he has a possession owning, offered. Your magical wisdom display. my ordinary mind even can't hold it. Therefore, I'm so guilty of backbiting about you. That's impossible. But now I saw you as a Guru Rinpoche, new Guru Rinpoche, and coming to the human body. When you're not like any ordinary human, as a totally has that kind of it's shocking. Then he said, even though Jamgun, Gondru and the cancer takes time, but this little boy, it's just as a continue, there's no hesitation. It's completely shocked. Through that way, first where His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche received Rinchen Tenzo as a Dudjom Lingpa's main student, normally talks za Purkong Turgo. His name is Gyurme Ngeden Wangbo. Gyabje Dudjom Rinpoche's main Tsawe Lama root teacher. He said in Tibet there's no history anyone gave Rinchen Tenzo 3 times, and I did it 3 times. But now you will give it 10 times. Then His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche talking about, some people, you guys have a kind of doubt. Rinchen Tenzo takes a long time, and want to be finished in 1 month. Maybe the fact is not real, don't have any doubt. Then he tells that story. 10th one he gave a Samye monastery. I'm not sure that one is the 12th or 13th one. There's no history in Tibet. He said, I'm a Wangnung Gebo. I'm an old man. And the whole my life did a Wang and a Lung. I'm kind of unusual. I don't have a doubt. Kind of qualify. Otherwise, it's a kind of hard to believe, unimaginable. It took to 1 month. He's saying, I'm trying to do my best. All of you followers, I know we all poor people doesn't have enough food to prepare and the living situation and the tent and all of that. I'm trying to best to finish in 1 month. That's what he said. He did 1 month.